chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. Yeah.
Just off Lakeshore Drive, nestled next to Lake Michigan, that's where you find historic Soldier Field in the great city of Chicago, Illinois. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Chicago Bears. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go. Break. Check 45. Come on. They gonna need some therapy.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Go! 10 logo. Slip. Shoot.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Khalil Mack, make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Switch. Hey, watch it.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Sponge. No. Pick the edge. Go.
Trubisky gives to Cohen. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
Double tight, guys, double tight. 4 down. 25, check 25. Alert flare. Check three. He's coming. We got double up.
They'll try to run for it with Cohen. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints' 14-yard line. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Alert, 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 alert. Mike 50, Mike 50. Hey, Delta. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on 1st down. Now this is Gabriel on the catch. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Jam, 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 jam. Alert, 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 alert. Hey, seam 6, seam 6. Check 24.
A give to Cohen. He heads right. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Good job. 180. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Good move. Go, go. Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 50. I got one.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
I can't believe it. Ran, kill. Check safety. Switch. 18. Hey. High 7. He's coming.
They'll try and pick it up with Cohen. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They only get a hard-fought yard, but that's all they needed. It pays off the decision to go for it, 1st and goal.
Check. Charlie, 64, weak. Slap. Hey, 18. You go tight. You got tight right there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Check. Out. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Hatch it. Move. Motion. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
On 2nd down now, it's Cohen. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost.
Alert.
On 3rd and goal, Trubisky. Flush to his right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that was one of their big goals in this game. And
that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Check 52. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check 99. Check 99. Joker. Let's go.
Now Joe Mixon. And he's got room. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. It's a gain of 35.
That looked like a two-deep coverage, which we call cover two. And what that really means is you have corners, what we call rolled up in about a 5-yard area on the outside receivers. Then your safeties are back closer to the hash marks near the middle of the field, somewhere around 10 to 12 yards back. So if you can break through the first level, you've got a chance to run before you encounter any type of resistance from the safeties.
We saw the example of it right there. And they move this all the way down to the 9. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
On 2nd down, Mixon. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Saints have taken the lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Shut that. Motion. Check. Shift. Mike's 50. Hey, let's pin the mirrors. Alert. Hey, Alpha. Mike 50.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Go Mike 50. Here I come.
2nd and 10 now. It's Trubisky. He'll get this complete into the hands of Riley Ridley. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 33. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let them know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown,
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here.
Watch twins. Watch twins. Wide. Get wide.
2nd and 11. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. 30, 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. Traquan Smith, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. Lutz good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
36. Check.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Hey, dude. Mike 50. Hey, 18.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. Finding Gabriel, complete. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
15 yards on the play. That's good for the Bears. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
My 50. All right. Lock in. Buzz. Hey, let's get there. Here we go.
Looking to throw, Trubisky on 1st down. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Hey, Mike's 50.
Ran. Hey, box truck.
Check curls. Mike's 50.
Come on. You better bring it.
Hey, 18. Hey.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. Eluding the pressure right. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time, and that'll bring up second down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Move.
Second and 10. It's Trubisky again. Looking deep for Gabriel. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
Here it comes.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50.
Hey, orbit. Keep it up. Alert.
Mike 50. Mike 50.
Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. To Gabriel, middle of the field. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 26. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Go, Mike 50. Ran, tough.
Check three.
Now Trubisky on first down. This is Gabriel out on the left side. And they'll get this down to the 10. 15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Check. Lucky.
They'll run on first down. It's Cohen, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. On second down now, it's Cohen, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Check Mike 50. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Mike 50.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Hey, wahoo.
Tighten up.
Mike 50.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. David Montgomery in the final seconds of the first half as his guys are back within a single score. Until that late score here in the second quarter, they only had the field goal, so that's just big to see that football get into the end zone.
Yeah, and when you look at the scoreboard now, nothing seems out of reach. They've been outplayed in the first half. But when the clock hits zeros as they head into the half, you know what I do as the head coach?
What?
I tell my team to sprint to the locker room to show that we've got the momentum and show that we're right back in this game.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This is taken just shy of the 10 here.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Here we go.
Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Alert!
Second down.
18. Hey, Haywood. 27, Mike. 27, Mike. Mike, 27. Pick it up. Check 50.
From the 27, Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Trey Hendrickson able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long.
Mike's 47. Stop your whining.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Right now, you better bring 49, check 49.
Bang.
On first down, Cohen. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Get up. 180. Alert. 47's the mic, boy. 47. Check. 47.
We own them.
Ran, up. Hey, Delta. Ran, up. Run.
From the 31, Trubisky. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. This is Cohen. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around with the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
They try again with Cohen, and he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go. Alert. Check. 47.
Hey, seam 6.
47, Mike. 47.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Cordero Patterson, the one he was hoping to get it to. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Mike's 47. Reflect. Hey, alert. Go. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 47's the mic. 47.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call.
Hey, high 7.
18. Check hot route. Hot. He goes to you, it's you. He comes to me, it's me. 47.
Now Trubisky to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A gain there of 30 big ones. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Motion!
Ran, come. Hey, Charlie.
47. Push him back. 47's the mic. 47.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
They'll run with Montgomery, and he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Check 4. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Go ahead, baby. Go.
They try again with Montgomery. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4 down territory.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
On the double.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Alpha.
Switch.
Snap.
Looking to throw. Man open. That's Byron Pringle complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back now at Soldier Field. And we've got a dandy here. A one-point game as we begin the fourth. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. It's a foot race. The 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. Joe Mixon, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie it. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gassed.
Yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield and giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Too little, Captain.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up second and 10.
Alert, 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 alert. Hey, exit. Check 59, Mike. Mike is behind.
Now Trubisky. And this will be caught at the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big pickup of 38. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
Hey, ball. Move.
I got it.
On first down, Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Geno Atkins, what an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. After the sack on first down, Trubisky. They'll find Miller. That's complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 27 yards there, a first down.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
First and goal, a touchdown and a two-point conversion here are musts.
Alert flare. Check 3.
First down, a run with Cohen. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
47's the mic.
Hey, ball.
47's the mic.
Now it's Trubisky. And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown Bears. Allen Robinson. His third touchdown now on the year. As they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the fourth quarter. So what can the Bears do here as they'll go for 2?
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid Check Mike 47. Check Mike 47.
Check. Mike's 47. Mike's 47.
Now it's Trubisky. And that's incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
We got this.
4-7's the mic. 4-7's the mic.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man.
Check nickel.
They'll start with a give to Cohen. He finds an opening past the 40 and cuts out right sideline. Touchdown, Chicago! Tariq Cohen, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
45's the mic. 45's the mic.
I know he ain't got it.
45's the mic. Get in the weight room.
Hey, orbit. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 35. Well, I'm sure he likes this performance a little bit better than last week. He had the 3 interceptions here, none in the fourth quarter, and he's got his guys in front.
Guaranteed he put in a tremendous amount of work this week, but maybe the matchup is just better for him. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's almost like those golfers. Certain courses fit their eye, and they like what they see, and other courses, as soon as they tee it up, they know they have no shot. Maybe that's the difference for him. Last week, no. This week, a big yes.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. He'll look to throw. Looking long for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Traquan Smith with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. A big spot now for the Saints as they'll indeed go for 2. They'll let Mixon try and run it in. And he finds his way into the end zone as the lead moves to 10. So they try to make it a 2-score game with a conversion. It pays off.
And they've looked at the situation, figured it out well. A 2-score game in this situation, they've got to feel much better about where they are.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
47's the mic. 47.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert!
Army.
Jay Haywood!
Trubisky to throw. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. 27 yards there, a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Both up! 180!
I'm coming!
Red, up! Bravo!
47's the mic, boys. 47. Check him.
Throwing now is Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Geno Atkins in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Hey, Delta!
Now it's Trubisky. Steps away to his left. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 27 yards there, a first down. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like. Like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
Red, up!
47's the mic. 47's the mic. Let's go, D. 47's the mic. 47's the mic. Come on. Come on, D.
Here's Trubisky. He completes this into the hands of Miller. That one goes for 30 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
47 Mike, 47.
Hey, Team 6, Team 6. You gonna see me?
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So with just over a minute to play, this becomes a make-or-break onside kick. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run here with Mixon. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
Switch it, come on, switch it. Hatch it.
Again, it's Mixon. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Now Mixon. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. So a big one coming now for Will Lutz. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And Lutz's kick is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
That's good for the Bears. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Work. 47's the mic, boy, 47. Check it.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
It's second down and 10.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
59 mark, 59 mark, check, 59.
One last shot for Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it, because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for the Saints, it's a win.